Describe the important properties of enzymes. So let us learn about the properties of enzymes in this question. So enzymes are proteins in nature. They are complex substances with high molecular weight. So these complex substances with high molecular weight enzymes, they're used in biochemical reactions. They're either used to build a substance, we call it as metabolism. They can build a large molecule using a smaller substances, or they can break larger molecule into smaller molecules. So it can be used in either way. It can be used to build a substances or to break a substances. So this property is called as metabolism. For metabolic reactions to take place, enzymes are required. And important note here is enzymes do not start reaction on its own. So however it requires an acceleration, there should be ions and some other things to catalyze the reaction, to initiate the reactions. The enzyme affect the rate of biochemical reaction but not the direction. So always the direction will be the same, but enzyme can either, it can increases the speed of the reaction or it can slow down, but it does not alter the direction. It cannot go in a reverse way. So the direction remains the same, but the rate in which reaction is occurring, that can be affected. And then enzymes are specific in action. So particular enzyme, if you see the structure over here, so this structure will fit only one particular substrate in this position. So the substrate and the structure are specific. So if the substrate and the structure of the enzyme match, it fits in that place and the reaction takes place. So here in this reaction, this complex substance is broken down into simple. So it is two substances are joined together and it is breaking down the substrate into simple molecule. And the next property of enzymes is enzymes have got high turnover number. So it has got high turnover number. Now this turnover number means the number of molecules of a substance, that is substrate, that acts upon enzyme per minute. For every minute, how many substrate acts upon it. So that decides the turnover of the enzymes. So generally the turnover of the enzyme will be high, and this turnover number of the enzyme increases the efficiency of the reaction. If more substrate are there, then the reaction rate will be more. So this occurs in a proportional way. If the turnover number is more, then the reaction rate is more. So for the turnover number to be more, the substrate amount should be more. When more substrate is there, then the reaction rate will also increases. And they have got specific temperature. So at specific temperature, the rate of reaction will be maximum. If the temperature decreases from its initial level, then the activity of the enzyme also reduces. So similarly with the pH. So many enzymes have got particular pH. With that pH, it will function. So if there is any variation in the pH, the enzymes become non-functional. And then the last property is about the velocity. The velocity of the enzyme increases with increase in the substrate concentration, and then ultimately reaches the maximum velocity. So the velocity of enzyme again depends upon the substrate concentration. If the concentration is more, then the velocity becomes more, and then it reaches the maximum velocity. From there, there will be no further increase in the velocity. So these are the different properties. They've got high molecular weight, they're protein in nature, they can either build a complex substance or break the complex substance. They cannot start on their own, they require an accelerating unit. And enzymes do not alter the direction of reaction, but it can increase or decrease the rate of the reaction. It has got high turnover number, and this turnover number depends upon the number of substrate available. More substrate is available, more will be the turnover, and hence the rate of reaction will be more. Always enzymes are specific in action. So enzyme and the substrate should match for a reaction to take place. Otherwise, the enzyme does not function. It is like a lock and key. And they work at optimum temperature and pH. So when temperature and pH is optimum, the rate of reaction will be maximum. And similarly with the velocity of an enzyme increases when the concentration of substances is more. So these are the different properties of enzymes.